Hi, welcome to Level 2, Class 3, Lesson 1, Virus, Bacteria, and Animal Cell. Alright, we will start with animal cell. Let's look at the first paragraph. Quite a lot of new words. The first word, eukaryote, I will explain last. So I will start with the second word, unicellular. This means one cell. Next word, multicellular, means many cells, a lot of cells. Then we will skip eukaryote again and we will go to organism. We know what this means. This is an individual animal, plant, or single-celled life form. Organism basically is something that is alive. Cells, we know what that is. It's the smallest unit of an organism. Every cell has a nucleus. Nucleus, cell nucleus, is an organelle that contains the genetic material of the cell. Organelle. Us humans, we have organs. We have a liver, kidneys, heart, lung. Small microorganisms have organelles. Animal cells, plant cell, bacteria, they all have organelles. Alright, and last word for this paragraph, membrane. We discussed this before, I will say again. Membrane is a sheet-like structure that acts as a boundary or lining in an organism. It encloses other organelles, for example, the nucleus. Now, let's read this paragraph to understand what eukaryote is. Eukaryotes can be unicellular or multicellular organisms. An eukaryote is any organism whose cells have a nucleus and other organelles enclosed within membranes. This is very important. This is the definition of eukaryote. The nucleus of the eukaryote must be surrounded by a membrane, must be enclosed within a membrane. If the genetic material is not enclosed within a membrane, then this organism is not a eukaryote. All right? Let's review the different kinds of organelles in a cell. This is just basic biology, and because we're building up vocabulary, it is nice to build up also a little bit of biology vocabulary. So let's go ahead and review the different organelles. First, we have the nucleus. We already discussed the nucleus. It contains the genetic material of the cell. Then we have the nuclear membrane. We discussed that as well. It surrounds the nucleus. It protects the genetic material. Then we have the ribosomes. Ribosomes are organelles that make protein. Next, we have endoplasmic reticulum. It folds and transports the proteins. Last, we have the Golgi apparatus. It packages proteins, but also transports lipids. Lipids means fat. All right, so let's go ahead and read about all the organelles. There are also other kinds of organelles in the cell, but these are maybe the most important one, or at least the major ones. So we will not review the other ones. And feel free, while I read about the organelles, to look at the picture on the right side of your screen to try to locate the different organelles to get a better understanding which is what. All right, examples of organelles are nucleus, nuclear membrane, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus. Number 1, the nucleus contains the genetic material. 2. The nuclear membrane, also called nuclear envelope, surrounds the nucleus and protects the genetic material. 3. The ribosomes make protein. 4. The endoplasmic reticulum, ER, folds and transports the proteins to the Golgi apparatus. And 5. The Golgi apparatus packages proteins and transports lipids. Lipids again means fat. Very good. If you feel that you have familiarized yourself with all these new words and terms, Let's scroll down and move to prokaryote. Okay, in the first paragraph, the only new word is prokaryote. We know what bacteria is, so I'm just going to go ahead and read it so that we can understand what prokaryote is. A prokaryote is a unicellular organism that lacks a membrane-bound nucleus or any other membrane-bound organelle. An example is bacteria. So, the genetic material of the prokaryote is not surrounded by a membrane, is not enclosed in a membrane. Also, any of the other organelles of the prokaryote do not have a membrane. Good. Let's review some of the organelles of prokaryote. The prokaryote has a nucleoid. Please note that this is not a nucleus, it's a nucleoid because it's different. It is not surrounded by a membrane. Alright, so the nucleoid contains the genetic material. Then we have ribosomes again. This is the similarity between bacteria and animal cell, between prokaryote and eukaryote. The ribosomes, they produce protein. Then we have a cell wall. Only bacteria has cell wall. Animal cells do not have cell wall. The cell wall provides structure and protection. And last we have flagellum. The flagellum enables bacteria to swim. All right, I will read again. Number 1, nucleoid contains the genetic material. 2, ribosomes produce protein. 3, cell wall provides structure and protection. 4, flagellum enables bacteria to swim. Very good. Let's move down and talk about virus. Let's look at the new words first. The first word is virus. We know what this means. The second group of words, infectious agent. We know what infection is. Infect is to contaminate with harmful organisms. Next word, replicate. Replicate is to make an exact copy, to reproduce. The last word, infect, we know this word, it means to contaminate with harmful organisms. All right, let's read. A virus is a small infectious agent that replicates only inside the living cells of other organisms. Viruses can infect all types of life forms, from animals and plants to microorganisms, including bacteria. Virus contains DNA or RNA and protein. Good. Please note that virus is called infectious agent, not a microorganism. This is because virus cannot reproduce, replicate by itself. It needs another living cell in order for it to replicate. That's why we call the virus infectious agent, not a microorganism, not necessarily something that is alive. Very good. Now let's scroll down and look at the new words again and practice pronunciation. Please repeat after me. Eukaryote, unicellular, multicellular, organism, cell, cell nucleus, organelles, membranes, nucleus, nuclear membrane, nuclear envelope, ribosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus, genetic material, proteins, lipids, nutrients, prokaryote, bacteria, nucleoid, ribosomes, cell wall, flagellum, virus, infectious agent, replicate, infect. Excellent. Now, after you familiarize yourself with the lesson and with the structure of virus, bacteria, and human cell, please scroll down and do the exercise where I ask you to find the similarities and differences between animal cell, virus, and bacteria. Once you do that, you're ready to move on to the next lesson. Great job. See you there.